What if your thoughts were no longer private? What if someone could read your mind, or worse, write into it without your permission? Imagine speaking words you never meant, believing things you never thought, and losing control of your own inner voice. Welcome to the terrifying world of synthetic telepathy, where military experiments are breaking the boundary between brainwaves and machines, and where consent may be the first casualty. Welcome to Tech Science Insights. We uncover the future's most dangerous, mind-bending technologies. If you're ready to explore what lies beyond the limits of science, hit that subscribe button. This isn't fantasy. This is your near future. What is synthetic telepathy? Synthetic telepathy is the concept of transmitting thoughts directly from one brain to another, or from brain to machine, without speech or movement. Using neural decoding, EEG sensors, and brain-computer interfaces, scientists are already decoding brain signals into readable language. It started with stroke victims and ALS patients regaining communication through brain implants. But now, we're talking about full-on mind-to-mind communication, wireless, silent, and invisible. This tech can decode thoughts in real time. It's like sending a text message directly from your mind. But if we can send thoughts, what's to stop someone from receiving yours without permission? Now, imagine a soldier on the battlefield receiving silent orders straight into their brain. Or worse, an enemy implanting false ones. And remember, this isn't theory anymore. DARPA has already invested heavily in silent talk programs aimed at developing synthetic telepathy for military use. Military experiments and mind weaponization governments are racing to control this technology, not for communication, but for domination. The U.S. Department of Defense, China's PLA, and Russia's Ministry of Defense are all investing in brainwave warfare. One goal? To silently issue commands to soldiers. Another? To detect lies or treasonous thoughts before they're even spoken. But the darkest? To implant aggression in enemy troops, or obedience in civilians. During classified research, experiments have already been conducted using transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, to influence subjects' decision-making without them realizing it. If thoughts can be planted, reality can be rewritten, from the inside out. You wouldn't even know your mind has been hijacked. And unlike traditional warfare, this war would be invisible, untraceable, and possibly already happening. The consent problem, your brain, not your choice. Consent is what separates ethical medicine from manipulation. But synthetic telepathy blurs this line, violently. What happens when someone bypasses your ears, your eyes, and your will, and inputs thoughts directly into your neural circuits? You could be made to believe false memories, love someone you hate, obey someone you once resisted. The very concept of free will shatters when the signal comes from outside. Imagine waking up with an emotion you didn't generate, a belief you never had, or worse, a confession you never meant to make. This isn't about reading your thoughts. It's about overriding them. And once that becomes possible, are you even you anymore? And here's the dark truth. The human mind has no firewall. Not yet. Civilian surveillance and thought monitoring. While military use is the front line, civilian monitoring is the real endgame. Governments and corporations are already using facial recognition, behavior prediction, and biometric data to monitor us. The next step? Thought surveillance. With portable EEGs, wearable neurotech, and wireless brainwave scanners, it's entirely possible to monitor thoughts without implants. Think you're safe in your own head? Think again. In China, some factories already monitor workers' emotional states using EEG headsets, allegedly to boost productivity. But what happens when it goes further? When a suspicious or rebellious thought becomes a crime? Imagine a world where your thoughts are constantly scanned for signs of dissent, disobedience, or unhealthy patterns. Freedom of speech is gone. Freedom of thought? Dead. Thought policing and predictive mind control. Combine synthetic telepathy with AI, and you get predictive mind control. AI algorithms trained on massive datasets could begin identifying dangerous thoughts before you act. Think Minority Report. But instead of action, it's thought crime, preemptive arrests, forced psychological interventions, behavioral corrections. And worse, AI could insert corrective thoughts into your brain, make you love your job, accept surveillance, trust the system. No alarms, no screams, just quiet compliance, because you never knew anything was wrong. And you can't rebel against something you believe you chose. The black market for neural control. Where there's power, there's profit and crime. In the future, synthetic telepathy won't be limited to governments. Criminal groups could hack neural links, blackmail people using stolen thoughts, or erase memories from witnesses. Imagine selling influence to the highest bidder. Downloadable personalities, false desires, instant manipulation. This dark tech market already exists in whispers, called neurohacking. And as brain-computer interfaces go mainstream, so will exploitation. Privacy will no longer mean hiding your photos. It'll mean hiding your mind. Loss of identity. The final price. Your identity is built from your experiences, beliefs, fears, dreams, all processed inside your mind. But what if those can be rewritten? You wouldn't remember who you were before the intervention. No inner compass, no authenticity. Just a version of you sculpted by someone else. Synthetic telepathy isn't just a tool. It's the key to the human soul. And if we hand it over carelessly, we might lose everything that makes us human. This isn't a war for land. It's a war for yourself. Thanks for watching Tech Science Insights. The mind is your last sanctuary. And now even that is under siege. If this shocked you as much as it did us, hit subscribe and share this video. Because in the future, the only defense we have is awareness. Until next time, keep thinking freely while you still can.